Well, thank God it's a bright and sunshiny day, huh? It's a bright and sunshiny day. Everything's going my way. It's getting better and better every day. Okay, this video is only going to be on one subject as much as possible. And it's on this whole idea of chasing and stuff. People have found out that you're not willing to chase anybody for any reason at any time because that's just the kind of guy you are. What? It's like, what the hell's wrong with it? Again, what are we talking about chasing? How am I supposed to chase anyone? Do I have your number? Oh, is that what it is? If I see him out in public, I'm supposed to run him down. Hey, babe, what's up? Is that what it is? Is that what they mean by chase? Because, like, how do you chase someone? I mean, if they're famous, I guess there's ways to make a call, but how would you know if they even pick up, right? Unless somebody says hi. Anyway, I don't understand what they mean by chasing anyone. And as far as I know, all of these individuals have the opportunity and the option to go, hi, Tom, how's it going? Or, hey, good looking, what you got cooking? Something that would open the doors to a conversation. But one of the reasons why I'm making this is because the Draconic was talking about an ex recently, and a couple of weeks ago they were talking about an ex whom I had been thinking of a bunch, and whenever I went through Burger King, it seemed like I was looking in somebody's eyes that, anyway, and they had the accent. I heard them going on about how they're doing something they shouldn't be doing, and this and that, and blah 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 blah, and I guess they were concerned that that competition, as sure as it was going to come in and just blow everybody else out of the damn water. And if they were that one person who I was with for over 10 years, I guess they would have an edge over everyone else, wouldn't they? But how can I chase them? As far as I know, that's all sewed up in a different area, and their life is what it is, and it's not supposed to be including me. And if it was them, and I happened upon them in a store, wouldn't they talk to me? Wouldn't they just, instead of stare at me, say something to me? Or even say, well, aren't you going to speak? Or something like that. You know? And since they don't, it seems like, oh, it's still the game. There's a game still going on. All I can tell you is don't try to get in my way. Don't be my competition. Don't be my enemy. Like I've told the others, we're really lost all tolerance for those types of games. And we weren't looking for anyone in particular. If you'll remember, whenever you pointed that one woman's video we were seeing on the MTV at that time, and you told me that's who I was. Well, who do you think that person's supposed to be, if not known and shown? In other words, not belonging to any one entity other than the light itself, the guy that made it. Our Father who art in heaven. However, I think I am looking for team members, and maybe some close team members. I'm told that I'm going to have people that are close to me, special ones, and perhaps some more special than others. Like I'd have even a main chick or something. I don't know any such thing is possible. I think it's ridiculous, actually. And the whole idea of the romance thing is ridiculous, especially after everything that we've gone through and all the damages that we've suffered. Again, it would seem ridiculous for me to even be saying, yeah, I think what I need is go out and chase a bunch of bitches and find me a woman who's modern women are done, and they don't know it, I bet, but they are, and the pendulum will swing back the other direction if it continues on at all. You know what I'm saying? So we should be seeing things progress back towards, the 17th century, perhaps? Yes, I'm trying to have fun with it. I got off the subject. This is supposed to be about just chasing, right? Um, well, again, how do you chase them? If you knew where they worked, right? Like, if every time I went through McDonald's, the same chicks were there, I guess I could at one point go, I think I'll work up the courage to go talk to her. But you know that's never going to happen, right? Don't you? Don't you know that I'm not chasing after anything or anyone? And why? Because I can't really recognize anyone. How do you chase after me if you're not sure who they are, or what they are, or who sent them, or where they're at, or where they live, or if they'll be around 2 minutes from now? They might just be making that appearance just to be on the stage, pretending to be whatever it is they're pretending to be at that moment, but they're really not working at Burger King, and they're really not working at the medical supply house, and they're really not shopping they're really not. They're just visiting momentarily into this land, wherever I'm at, which we don't know where this is, but I like the headlines that are coming out. Yeah, I guess we'll just say to heck with it, and we'll just do another meandering message. I tried to do one a while ago. It was too long, but I am encouraged by several factors that I perceive. Um, the encounter yesterday with the little roly-polies, which were so very, very magnetic to me, which, I'm not really given to roly-poly little girls, but or haven't in the past. Well, there's been at least that one little shorty that, yeah, there was a real big energy that was, and if you had been able to manage a smile, you would have received one back. It would have been a hillbilly smile, but still yet you would have received one back, and maybe a conversation would have ensued. But since it's just that 1 second of fire sign intensity, okay, see you later. Be careful. I tend to own people after I get so far with them. And you don't want to come back. If this is who I'm thinking it is, where we be going bump, 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 talk show, and stuff like that, or the family that housed together, whatever. If it's that person, be careful what you're doing, because if you get involved here, you're just going to get snatched up probably and owned. There'll be no escape, and you'll never be able to leave again, and because you'll be owned. Because it's, have you ever heard that? Have you ever heard that song? Said I will do almost anything. How's it go? Anyways, Daryl Hall and John Oates. Oh yeah, I can't go for that. No, can do. Why? He can't, because they don't want just his body and his mind, but they want his soul too. They want him to become part of their game and go with them to get. And he was trying to stay independent. There's going to be a whole bunch of people at the end that'll be like, damn it, I wished I'd gone with him. But there's those that were always loyal. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I saw some reports about it. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but it does sort of coincide with some of the messages and stuff that's been got. And yesterday, CJ made reference to the fact that recently you received a rather tempting offer to spend some money on, but you were able to steel yourself against what seemed to be a good, however he couched this, in the language he put it. Very classy, by the way, like an Aerosmith song. A little class. You don't have to just put it all out there like a damn pornography reel. Um, and I will say, yesterday, the day before too, um, we were experiencing that. We did receive a temptation to spend some money, and it was different from what we had been used to prior to that, and especially the day before yesterday. There seemed to be an extra element, and it might have been that I was experiencing a couple different things at one time because I could, there was this specific thing that was happening, but then the other stuff was there. And then there was also what was seemed to be a very loving feel, very loving. Um, and well, I can't. So I just want to acknowledge that, yeah, that if that was in connection with that, then it's different from what we have been experiencing. In other words, saying once again that, yeah, I guess they're more special than the. Excuse me. Yeah, they're more special than the others, and it's true. Not we're not all the same. We're not equal, and people have different personalities, and they have different modes of operation. They have different ways of interacting, and some couple with others more easily, and work together more easily. Um, and some it's the opposite. And with that one, it was, seemed pretty darn natural. Anyway, so moving on to the next agenda. Um, the headlines we've been seeing. Uh, what is it? The European Union is somehow basically the message of the story was that they've decided, yeah, it's time to get rid of all these bastards. We got to get rid of these bastards. And you know what? We'll just have to feed our people fertility drugs and give them tax breaks and stuff like having kids and that kind of thing. Yeah, there's all kinds of ways, creative ways to increase your own population without bringing in a different society, a different culture, something that was made to be down there in the damn desert lands. That's where they're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? It was designed like that. Just like all those very, very black people with that very, very black attitude. that's why they're in Africa, where the sun beats down upon them daily, all day long, very, very much, because that's where they're supposed to be. I heard, it sounds like there's hope for the Europe, hope for the Caucasian race, possibly. Would be nice to see them survive, wouldn't it? And then the Ukraine thing, I just heard something about that. Well, it sounds like to me that little sawed off, junked up piece of work over there, the supposed leader of the Ukraine thing. Well, it seems like he just played his last card. Yeah, I don't think you don't attack Moscow and get away with that. You know what I'm saying? Plus, also, that's such a fictional war. It's such a fiction. Because, they're talking about drone warfare and all that stuff. And, whenever you think about what we can defend against and, serious weapons, and I think how easy it would be to come up with some serious defensive weapons to defend against toys coming across your border, okay? Well, that's basically what drones are. And they can be defeated in so many different ways, it's not even funny. You blast like a big blast of radio frequencies at them. Well, there goes their connection to wherever they probably fry out all their circuits and this and that. Those things are so easily taken out of the air just if you can detect that they're coming. That's all. So that's a fictional war, and as far as I can tell, Just a money laundering scheme, a place for the enemy to dump money into so they have more cash. So I pray that that war has ended really quickly and we don't have to worry about any of that anymore because America really doesn't care anything about Ukraine. It has no particular strategic importance. The leader of the place is some kind of an idiot as far as I can tell. And it was the Democrats that wanted us in that. And again, for their purposes. It wasn't to defend freedom or anything like that. So I would predict that that war is going to end pretty quickly after this, and there will be diplomatic moves, and they'll because of the responses from from Russia, um, they'll come back to the table, because they've escalated at this point to a point that's Russia's probably going to respond in such a way that they'll be really, really motivated to get back to the table and hash this out. So we don't have to worry about it anymore, and we don't have to send them any money, and they can just quit that stupid ass war. That'd be good. Yes, it's such a bright and sunshiny day today. There's just a little bit of rain out there, right? And I was going to say this morning, I said earlier, one thing that I could say that's really great about today is that there's been no flybys yet. They didn't come flying over at 8:30 this morning. I don't, it was because of the rain. Hopefully they'll move on so that that can end peacefully and that we don't have to have a war upon them and all theirs. But I mean, they already did that. So I don't know. Yeah, I heard one of them yesterday talking about, oh, you're not going to have to take vengeance upon them because God's going to give you great success. Well, God was going to give me that anyway. That was my destiny. My destiny was to be very successful, very well known, and very influential. And that still is my destiny. And these people that were deciding these other things, the enemies of God and heaven, don't get away with it. No matter what you idiots say, or how many of you idiots are working for, all you have to do is come out with something like that, and it's like, oh, it's true, you're still a witch, aren't you? You really haven't gotten out of that, have you? It's like Pearl says, whenever these people reform, these porn whores and whatever else they go and they join the church and they're, supposedly got Jesus and all that stuff. Isn't it true that they haven't changed one iota and that they're only using now Jesus as like some excuse for their continued desire to act unlike a Christian woman? There's a whole lot of Christian women out there who don't know what a Christian woman is, and there's a whole lot of women out there who they don't know they're witches. They don't know how guilty they are. Oh, and that reminds me of the ex that they've been talking about. Yeah, the hair is a good touch, and if I am not so see, like the first time it was like, I think this is who we're talking about. The first time it was the accent. Bam! Okay, you're a winner. I mean, you got the attention. And then, but you're backlit and your front is dark and it's all a dark setting and all, but there's eyes. Were there glasses? Or am I trying to put glasses on that face? The second time, if I'm right, is all business. I'm here to do business. Okay, you can answer me. Okay, yeah, business. Yeah, you don't have your uniform on. What do you don't have your glasses? I'm business. I'm doing business. Goodbye. Thank you for your time. Goodbye. She seemed sort of familiar. Those eyes, sort of. And then yesterday was the feeling, the energy. I was like, ooh, I'm just so ready to have so much fun. I'm so happy about something I'm not really sure about. It's just like, my friends are here or something. But just the 1 second glance, And I had to turn away because otherwise I was going to pop open a big, silly, goopy smile at people that are apparently supposedly strangers, and they'll be looking at me wondering, what the hell's wrong with this clown? What is he laughing about? What? Am I amusing to you? No, of course I'm just kidding, but if you'd had a smile for us, it probably would have been different. What else are we trying to get to? Hopefully the evil will leave off, since it's just not hired for anything. It's like, just go earn some money or something somewhere. Get back to your own work. You're not a part of our deal. You're not going to be. You owe us too much, and you've done too much. You're the enemy. You showed us your face too damn many times. You can't come back from that. You can't come back and say, well, I expected you to know that regardless of what I did or said to you, or how I treated you, or how I defamed you to everyone and threatened you and this and that, and tried to coerce you and knuckle you under and just treat you like a little bitch that I could just beat the fuck down into the ground. Right? You'd still understand that I loved you. Well, if that's the way it is, then I hope whenever all hell befalls you and you're disintegrating and you can see yourself dissipating and going away, that you understand that we don't love you. And we're not going to remember you either. I guarantee that. We will forget you. We'll forget all about you. If we have to remember anything about you, it'll be just it's an evil thing. It's the wicked witch of the whatever, But that's it. It won't be anything else. Most of the characters that we've known, I'm sure, will be forgotten. There's two that I'm going to, I've asked the Lord above to make sure are strung along, sewn into the seam of it, so they are guaranteed, to be drug into the kingdom of light and life where I'm going. There's only two I'm asking for that. Just two. And if they're too much trouble, then of course, snip. Because I won't be personally involved with it anyway until at some point. And then I'll be like, well, if it's so committed to being with the evil, I'll let it go just like I was dropped. Sure, I wasn't committed to being evil or going with the evil or joining the evil forces. All it was I had accidentally invited it all in so many ways. And then, of course, it was all designed to happen. Boys, I'll tell you, it's been one heck of an education. Tremendous education. But I'm glad to know that, we do win. I will win. And, because, that's what I do. It's I win and win and win. And we're showing up dressed to kill. Guaranteed. Absolutely. Better than anything we're when we come out, it's going to be to slay. We're going to slay and slay and slay. And it will be good. Be fun. Right? Rewarding. I don't know. I'm just blabbing. Just trying to have a good time. Just trying to visit with you. And truthfully, any of those out there who think, oh no, he's going to come after us and get us. Remember, I'm not a meanie. You know that. Give me all the power to rule all the world and to delete whomever I like to from the game. And you'll still find that very few people get deleted. They'd have to be pretty bad. And those that made mistakes against the crown, right, would be given a lot of leeway and being able to make up for that. Because whom is it that I serve? Well, yeah, it's the mercy seat. So there has to be mercy that comes through here, and pity, those kinds of things. In other words, no, we're not going to Oh no, there's going to be a few of them though. You think about it. Oh, it's comical is what I think it is. But I was really enjoying the vibration there out there at the Wally World yesterday. It just seemed like a lot of good people. There were several individuals that I felt drawn towards, not just the chicks. The chicks were happy, fun vibration. And I don't know, maybe they do think I'm going to chase them, which is silly. I don't know if they're playing that game of whatever it is. It's like, oh, I don't know, what do you want? What are you doing? You know? Because the way I look at it is, any ex that I spent that much time with, okay, for all intents and purposes, a wife, that they would be able to look over at me and go, well, hi, Tom, I didn't expect to see you here, blah, blah, wherever we were at. Yeah, didn't you recognize me? Oh, well, I don't have the blah, blah, blah on. The hair's a nice touch. And yes, I am going on that diet. But I don't know why you're involved. Yeah, you were special. But again, you know, and I can imagine that you'd be running around with this other chick that I always liked so much too. Probably about the same height. You know, you guys would be... But I don't... What am I going to do with these people? What am I going to do with all these people? They do know how possessive I am, right? I tend to own people and stuff and consider them mine. And we'll fight to the death to keep them and stuff like that. Because they're mine. Mine. They're my people. It's my wife or my family or my child or my. I claim them in the name of the Prince of Peace. For the kingdom of light and life. They're mine. Something like that. I hope I've made you laugh. And I thank all of you so very much for all the good love that you've been sending, the good energies and all the help and everything that you've been giving us. I just love you so much, and I'm not going to swear anything because you're not supposed to, but I absolutely do promise I am going to go on the diet. We will cut it all back down. I am eating my pizza today, but and God bless you all so much for your help. I pray that the heavens above love well all of them that love me sincerely, all of them that are working for us, that are loyal to the team, loyal to the day, loyal to us. I pray that heaven love them very well. And they know what that means. I hope you know what that means too. I pray again, heaven loves my cat, Indiana, that most special kitty, whom I've never had a cat like that. It really was as though she crawled out of the litter box, you know, like weeks before all the other cats, and made that trek across the living room to climb up on my lap to say, I'm home, you know? And she's been this loving companion ever since. It's, and I'll tell you, on a regular basis, I love her and love her and love her, and I give thanks for her because she is such a special kitty. And I give thanks again today because she's a spry kitty. She's very loving. She's so very young, and but yet I've had her for a long time. And I'm very thankful that she is in such wonderful shape and that she can run and jump and play and is so loving and is such a gift, you know. And I pray that that's the same kind of love befall all of those that love me sincerely and all of those that have been loyal to us and is loyal to us, rather. Amen. Let it be in the name of the Prince of Peace, in the name of the light and the truth and the life. Our Father who art in heaven, amen. God love all of you. We'll talk to you very soon. And thanks so very much again.